This video is brought to you by Squarespace, which is the place to go if you need a domain, an easy-to-build website, or a lovely online store. It's so rainy. I meant to go for a run today, but I think that will have to be postponed. I'm gonna take a shower. I have played around with, you know, trying a few things that make me feel good in the morning, but I wouldn't say I try and replicate that and then do the same thing every day. I had to let go of all sorts of routines, whether I thought they were good for me or not, in order to try and detangle my self-worth from productivity, which is really hard. I struggle with that a lot. And so I think, like many, I became obsessed with, you know, trying to make myself better, trying to be more productive, on this constant, incessant journey to enhance myself so I could squeeze more time out of the same set of hours that I had available to me. It was always about, how can I make myself feel better? How can I feel more motivated, more alert, more excited, more productive? And it all starts very innocently, but then, at least for me, it becomes a losing battle because there is no end, there is no limit, there is no, okay, I feel good right now. Instead, it's more of, I need to do more. I'm missing this one thing, and it's potentially something that I haven't done in the morning. And I think if you struggle with mental illness, like I do, it's really hard to reach a balance. I think I always forget that doing all these things to try and make myself feel better ultimately is draining. It is making me more stressed, and I would rather, now that I know this, spend my time, you know, kind of accepting that I don't have to feel my best every day, and that if I wake up not motivated, that is okay. It's very easy to get caught in a I need to fix myself mentality. I would assume that especially with mental illness. And you know, I think what I was trying to do with this whole no routines thing was, rather than waking up and immediately doing the thing on my to-do list, I rather just listen to how I'm feeling and decide from there. And when I'm having a day, I think being compassionate with myself is effectively more productive long-term, even though that's not my goal. But we do live in a capitalistic society, and I do have to pay rent. That in the long term was better for me. This whole process has been a process of, this is just how I feel some days, and that's just how it's going to be. Accepting that, but not being defeated by that, is like the nice sweet spot. And I think for the most part, at least right now, that's where I'm at. I can't tell you for tomorrow how I'll feel about it, but for today, I feel okay. It's been raining for 3 weeks straight. That has me in need of a few things that will make me feel a little bit more grounded. It's also nice when it's raining every day to have something to look forward to. And so I need to add something highly pleasurable to my morning routine. Let's make a coffee. Before we continue, if you've been thinking about grabbing yourself a domain and starting a website, and the thing that is stopping you is just how overwhelming that can be, Squarespace is the place for you. I've been a massive fan of Squarespace for the longest time because it has lovely templates, it has all the tools, blogging tools that you need in order to share what you want to share, whether that is photos, videos, recipes, stories, and it just makes it really intuitive. I know Squarespace was a lifesaver for me when I used to sell my recipe ebooks. I knew nothing about starting an online store, and Squarespace just made it really easy with all its e-commerce templates, its really secure payments, easy checkouts. I trust Squarespace with my whole heart. They also make it really easy to create mailing lists so that you can send out newsletters and keep connected with your audience. It's just the perfect place. It has everything that you need. So if this sounds like you can go to squarespace.com and get a free trial. And once you're ready to launch, you can go to squarespace.com/Nina Montagnier and get 10% off of your first domain or website purchase. Okay. If you hear rain, it's because it's raining. Hopefully it's a really nice sound. I do not have to pack everything that I like doing into a morning routine. I can kind of scatter that throughout the day, throughout the week, throughout the month. I think this can also be quite relevant with diet culture. We become a little bit too focused on creating the perfect meal, the one meal, and then the perfect day or the perfect morning routine, rather than zooming out and looking at your life from a week-to-week basis or a month-to-month basis, which is a lot less overwhelming, and you can really gather more information from that than trying to create a perfect few hours or a perfect dinner or lunch or whatever it is. Trying to copy paste a morning routine that you've seen someone else do because you think it's going to be very useful for you just might not. Also, a last thing I'll say is that of course there is extreme privilege in a morning routine. So I guess sometimes a more useful question is, what is one pleasurable thing that I can do for myself today? Just one thing. It doesn't matter how small it is, how little time it takes to do. It doesn't matter what time of the day it is. Doing something that is really meaningful and specific to you. One thing that is very meaningful and specific to me is that I love baking. So that's what I did last night, and we're gonna see if it works. I've tried to make bagels, so let's see how they look. So last night I made Claire Saffit's bagel recipe, and my bagels have been resting in the fridge. They looked a little suspicious last night, so I'm trying not to get too excited because I don't know, we'll see. That's the thing about baking. I don't know, you have to be open to the idea of failing constantly. A great way to start the morning. Okay. I haven't seen them since last night. Oh, very cute. They're kind of huge. Maybe I made them, I was a little bit scared of the hole being too small, and so I potentially made the hole too big now. That's okay. So I'm just going to now get all my ingredients sorted, and then we can start the boiling process of the bagels. I have a very small kitchen, so I really have to make sure that everything is in its place before I start filming and baking. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. Okay, I am going to get the toppings for the bagels and then get my water boiling. Yes. So we have mixed seeds, some onion flakes and sesame seeds, and then just very simple, some poppy seeds. Well, isn't this perfect? The bagels have completely failed. But I think that this is good. I don't think that we often show our baking and cooking failures here. I do not know what happened. This is what we have, and it's just completely stuck to the parchment paper. So as I was trying to take it off, it's just like, look how sticky that is. Potentially, it was just a very wet dough, and I should have added more flour yesterday, but I was a little bit skeptical and nervous about that. Oh well, I've reshaped that one, so maybe I'll see how that goes. So, yeah. It's a little devastating because it was meant to be my breakfast. But we'll see. Let's see. I'm not giving up yet. I am a firm believer that an average homemade good is still better than no good at all. So I think what I'm going to do is form them again, let them rest a little bit, and then cook them. So there's my weird looking bagel. Oh well. I'm just gonna turn it around. Whoop, up, up. Come on. My little ugly little thing. No, you're cute. I love you. I love you. Now I'm gonna put. Whoop. That hides all the imperfections. Fabulous. Just gonna cook this one for now because the oven is ready anyway. So that didn't work out so well. I'm having a plum in the meantime because I'm so hungry. So I have decided to persevere. They don't look too bad once they're covered in seeds, but before they're covered, they look horrendous. I kind of gave up on that one, so they're all looking like donuts anyway. It's devastating. Okay, not too bad. This is probably the worst one so far. What are you? I'm gonna do something that Claire would most definitely not approve of, and that is that I am going to cut into my bagel, and it's only been cooling for like 2 minutes. I'm hungry, I wanna try it. I have the lowest expectations anyway, so here it is. It actually looks really cute, as I've said a million times before. Very doughy, barely any hole. Oh, that's actually quite nice. It does really have that bagel flavor. And I don't know if it's because of the garlic and onion flakes. I think it's also because of the molasses and the water. Oh, it's really nice and chewy. I'm gonna put some avocado on this. Well, there we go. So that's breakfast. I'm gonna try again tonight. I'm gonna swap the flour. That's what I'm gonna do. Okay, is this where I'm gonna put you? Yes, stay, stay. Okay, hello. It is the next day and I didn't film anything past having my bagel. I had a video to edit and so I got stuck into that for many hours, and I think today will be much the same. I've had my coffee, I had my sweet little bagel, which I was very rude about. And then they ended up being quite lovely, so I look like a fool. I'm aware that I'm closing off this video without giving you a clear, tangible morning routine. I guess it's now the point of the video. It wasn't my intention, but as I started filming, I just got chattier and chattier, and I guess the message is that it is obviously very valuable and very good to have a list of things that make you feel energized and good about yourself and about the day ahead. But sometimes we can get stuck in a 12-step morning routine, like a 12-step self-care girl boss, how can I be my most productive self morning routine, that we forget that that is capitalism and hustle culture in of itself. And it also feeds into this idea that we all have the same set of hours, and therefore our circumstances and the lifestyle that we have is a direct result from the amount of discipline and the amount of work and effort we have showed, which is totally twisted. I also want to be able to share things that are accessible and that truly make the majority of people feel good. Something that I've been practicing as of late is asking myself, but actually more often than not, I ask my friend Emmy, what are you doing today to harness joy? And she asks me the same, and it's been such a lovely way to start the morning because first, it's an extremely simple question. Second, I'm interacting with someone, and sometimes I can take one of the things that they're doing and include it in my routine. It's remembering that there is a community around me. And when you ask yourself this daily, you are answering this question with the circumstances you find yourself in on that particular day. Many of the activities and rituals and routines that I see on TikToks and on Reels usually are inherently good. Like, these people are moving their bodies and they're listing 3 things that they're grateful for and they're meditating. However, I do believe that even the best thing in theory might not be the best thing for you. Meditation, for example, if I am finding myself in the most difficult period of my life and I'm very stressed and I haven't processed very raw emotions, sitting down in silence for 20 minutes is potentially the least compassionate thing I can do for myself. And in theory, it should work. In practice, it doesn't. It has nothing to do with me. It just means that I have to find something else. Every now and again, I've spoken about this before, I like letting go of all routines, sometimes for a week, sometimes longer, just to make sure that I'm not becoming overly dependent on a single thing and that my value and self-worth isn't getting sneakily intertangled with something that I don't need it to be intertwined with. So that is all. I spoke a lot. I truly could speak about this topic for hours and hours on end, but I will stop here. I hope that you are well. I hope that you've had a lovely morning, whatever that looked like. You're good, baby, you're good. And I will see you very, very extremely soon because I don't know. I don't need a reason. I want to see you soon. So that is all for today. Bye.